Good morning, St. Francis. It is Monday, July the 19th, 2021, Monday of the 16th week of the year, the 16th week in Ordinary Time. It is raining today in Carolina, so I'm inside in our church this morning. Haven't been in it in a while, and so it just looks so lovely, and I like the little arrangement that's right behind me over here. From the inside of our church today, the readings, Exodus continues. The firstborn have been killed, unfortunately, of the Egyptians, but God hardens Pharaoh's heart still, and why is always a question. Perhaps it is basically to prove to not only Pharaoh, but to the Egyptians and to all other non-Israelite people, again, that ours is a God of power, ours is a God of might, ours is a God of wonder, who can do amazing things and who just basically doesn't work magic, just doesn't do magical things, like the plays could be interpreted as. And so Pharaoh recognizes the fact that they should never, ever have let the Israelites go, and so he wants them back. And so they begin to pursue them into the desert. They pursue them as they are trying to flee Egypt. What we come to is now that passage that we are called to read at the Easter Vigil every year. The only passage to be proclaimed among all the other passages at the Easter Vigil is this encounter at the Red Sea, which just begins at the last part of today's readings from Exodus. Again, where that leads and where that goes to, we'll see in the coming days. But we seem to have a lot of echoes of Triduum and also of Lent in these readings that we experience in these couple of days coming forward. That is true in the Gospels today. Matthew's Gospel is also a Lenten reading, again, where the people are asking for a sign. They're asking for God to do something marvelous, for God to do something spectacular, so they will believe that Jesus truly is the one that God has sent to be the Messiah, to be the Redeemer. And basically, Jesus says it's not about magic. Because sometimes our faith can become something that's very akin to magic, it seems to people. We want to manipulate God, manipulate our world, manipulate our lives through prayer and what have you, and that's not what faith is about. Faith is seeing more clearly and more deeply than other people can see. It is perceiving things that other people miss. It is being able to be people who recognize what is true and what is good, where people see only darkness and death. Again, Jesus, to those who want a sign from him, basically say, you have the sign of Jonah, in the belly of the whale. You have the sign of the Queen of Sheba, who came to recognize how wonderful and great Solomon and his temple were. But here you have even a greater sign in your midst, and you refuse to recognize it because you cannot see deeply, because you cannot perceive the more, because you refuse to think that God can only be as you want God to be. Again, which can be sometimes an exercise only of magic. Faith conquers magic. Faith conquers this ability of us thinking that we have everything under our control, that we can control everything on our own, that we can master the world on our own. The only thing that God proves for us is love. And that love perhaps contains more wonder, more glory, more power than anything we could ever imagine or create on our own. Through that love that comes from God that we experience in our love for each other, there is something that can lead us to faith, something more powerful than magic, something more powerful that allows us to see and to witness the wonder of God in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.